friends, welcome to Kamath Astrology. So two important transits are happening. Rahu is going to enter the Shatabhisha nakshatra in the sign of Aquarius or Kumbh on 23rd November 2025, and Saturn becomes direct in the portion of Purvabhadra nakshatra that lies in the sign of Pisces on 28th November 2025. So till now both Saturn and Rahu were in the Purvabhadra nakshatra but in different signs of Aquarius and Pisces, and now Rahu is separating and moving into Shatabhisha. So in this video we will try to analyze the impact of these two transits on the world, on specific countries and on humanity as a whole. So now on the chart you see the transit chart as on 28th November 2025, 9:20 am, taken the place as Delhi. So in the green box you can see Saturn in the sign of Pisces and in the nakshatra of Purvabhadrapada. Now Saturn is becoming direct, that is he is going to move forward, and Rahu leaves the Purvabhadrapad nakshatra portion that lies in the sign of Aquarius and moves into the Shatabhisha nakshatra. So now what is Shatabhisha nakshatra? The word Shata refers to 100 and Bhisha refers to physicians or doctors. It is also known as Shatataraka, that is 100 stars. So this nakshatra represents the power of 100 physicians and therefore it represents healing. This nakshatra is ruled by Rahu. That is, the Shatabhisha nakshatra is ruled by Rahu. And therefore this nakshatra represents healing, but in a very different way, in an alternate way, because Rahu is a rebel. He does not follow the normal process. So when Rahu goes into Shatabhisha, alternate healing methods take precedence. For example, healing through Ayurveda, healing through artificial intelligence, robotics, those kind of surgeries, those kind of technologies, they will take precedence. Aquarius is the sign of gains and wishes and desires, and Rahu is a rebel, he is obsessive. So what this shows is the greed in the society increases manifold. Alternate currencies like cryptocurrency and all may see lot of volatility now. This is an Aries sign, so Rahu here shows advances in technology, in space sector, in defense sector. All these sectors will improve a lot. So you can expect progress in space related technology related to satellites. In all those areas there will be progress, but Rahu is an illusion. So the AI bubble may burst suddenly. That is what Rahu in Aquarius shows. Now, being the 11th house, which is 6th from the 6th, it also shows cyber warfare. So when Rahu enters Shatabhisha, cyber attacks increase in a big way. Deep fakes increase in a big way. Media manipulation, false narratives in the media increase when Rahu is in Shatabhisha in the sign of Aquarius. Rahu shows poison and the deity Varun of this nakshatra shows water. Rahu represents smoke. Rahu represents illusion. Saturn is going direct in the sign of Pisces. Pisces is a watery sign. Now when Saturn goes direct, things start moving very fast. Saturn is a judge, so judgments come very fast, new laws come very fast, and whatever karmic consequences are there, those you have to pay for immediately now, because Saturn starts giving his judgment. Till now he was retrograde, so he was forcing you to look inwards, but now is the time for karmic payback. Now with Rahu in Shatabhisha and Saturn in the watery sign of Pisces going direct, water related contamination increases. Diseases through water can increase in this time period. Waterborne diseases can increase. There can be some kind of oil spillage in the oceans, and that can also cause lot of problems. Loss of life due to snake bite, that also increases when Saturn goes direct in Pisces. Saturn shows some kind of blockage, Saturn shows some kind of restrictions. So, this Saturn going direct can increase conflicts, can increase naval wars in a big way. New laws may be passed by the government which common people may protest against. Those kind of things happen when Saturn goes direct in the sign of Pisces. Pisces also represents spirituality, Pisces represents isolation. Saturn here shows the common man moving towards spirituality. But in the process, there is lot of suffering, there is lot of isolation. So today you will find people becoming isolated due to many reasons: mental depression, job loss, happiness is very less despite having everything around you. So all these things amplify when Saturn becomes direct, because Saturn shows you the true face, whereas Rahu is only an illusion. So this is a collision between illusion and truth, or even between technology and spirituality. Now, the sign of Aquarius represents groups, represents a network of friends or allies, and Rahu is a rebel. So, Rahu going into Shatabhisha shows that the protests in the world increase. Groups or masses of people will engage in protest against the different governments that are ruling our societies. So these are the general effects of Rahu entering Shatabhisha in the sign of Aquarius and Saturn becoming direct in Purvabhadra in the sign of Pisces. Now, what is the impact on specific countries? Let us look at that also. So I will begin with India, which has a Taurus ascendant, and therefore Rahu is entering Shatabhisha in the 10th house of Aquarius or Kumbh. Now, what is 10th house? 10th house is about karma, it is about profession, it is about career, it is about power, status, and authority. And Rahu is a rebel. So, what this shows is in India, in the political circle, there will be lot of power struggle right now. There will be a clash between technology. Alternate medicine usage will increase in India. You might suddenly see the rise of digital currency in India, something like digital rupee, e-rupee. Those kind of things will increase in India slowly. Now, Saturn goes direct in the 11th house of Pisces for India. And this can show betrayal by certain friendly nations for India. So you might find India getting betrayed by friendly nations. Rahu in the 10th house in India's chart shows that Indians will now consider alternate career options. The normal career options, the normal 9 to 5 job may no longer work for most Indians. So alternate careers, gig careers will increase in this time period due to the presence of Rahu in the sign of Aquarius in the 10th house for India. So careers on social media, careers on platforms like YouTube, all those kind of things will increase with the presence of Rahu in the 10th house in the sign of Aquarius for India. Saturn in the 11th house shows that while gains may be there for India, there will be lot of restrictions and lot of problems, internal problems, domestic problems within India. Water related disasters such as flooding, cloudburst, extreme winter, all this increases in the northern parts of India in this time period. Saturn and Mars both aspect India's ascendant, and whichever sign receives the combined aspect of Saturn and Mars, that sign experiences struggles. So, since the Lagna or the first house in India's chart itself receives this combined aspect, within India you will find lot of internal disputes, lot of internal problems, lot of religious problems, discrepancies coming up in this time period. The government will have to struggle to resolve all these kind of challenges. Rahu in the 10th house shows terrorism increasing in India. So terrorist activities will increase in India next 2 months, at least till the end of Jan. We have to be very careful. I have already explained this in my previous video. Because of the combined aspect of Saturn and Mars on Taurus, certain banking systems may undergo major changes. Certain banks may collapse completely. So you have to be careful with your money in this time period. Now Rahu in the 10th house, Saturn in the 11th house in India's chart can show attempts at political assassination. So certain key leaders, terrorists might try to politically assassinate them. That is also seen. That combination is seen here. And with Rahu in the 10th house, India can now employ covert strategies or strategies which are not normal to deal with its enemies. So India might engage in extremely covert strategies, extremely deceptive strategies also to tackle its enemies, both internally as well as those residing in neighboring countries. Now, what about the United States of America? So, Rahu is entering Shatabhisha in the 3rd house because United States of America has a Sagittarius ascendant, and Saturn becomes direct in the 4th house. So now judiciary in the United States that can come up with new judgments which may not be favorable to the current government or to the Trump administration. The 3rd house has Rahu entering Shatabhisha. 3rd house is the house of efforts, it is the house of neighbors, it is the house of siblings. So for a country, it shows neighbors. So now with Rahu here, United States of America may face challenges from its neighboring countries like Canada, Mexico, and also countries like China. So the 3rd house Rahu shows disputes with these countries, namely Mexico and China for the United States of America. The 4th house has Saturn going direct. So like I explained, the judiciary will now take strong steps in the United States of America. Certain decisions by the Trump administration, they may be overruled by the judiciary. And this Rahu in the 3rd house, Saturn in the 4th house shows protests across America intensifying in the coming months. So it is like there is going to be a civil war within the country very soon. Saturn going direct in the 4th house shows the immigration authorities becoming very strict. So immigration and nationalist sentiment that increases in the United States of America. Protest by common people increases. And there will be increasing job losses in the United States of America because Saturn is in the house of losses in the 4th house. So it shows job losses domestically or within the homeland. So the depth bubble here can burst. Recession can start in United States of America in a big way as Saturn goes direct. Now let's look at China. China has a Capricorn ascendant. So Rahu enters Shatabhisha in the 2nd house of finance, wealth, family. and Saturn goes direct in the third house of Pisces. Third house shows borders and neighbors, neighboring countries. So here China may try subversive tactics to attack neighbors through the sea route. Example, it might try to attack Taiwan through the sea route. It might carry out covert operations and it will get into a conflict with one of its neighbors for sure. It could be Taiwan, it could be India, it could be Japan. So it will get in conflict with one of these countries. Third house shows the media, third house shows communication, Saturn shows restrictions. So lot of media restrictions increase in China. People will not be allowed to speak out their mind. All these things happen with Saturn becoming direct in the third house for China. Rahu in Shatabhisha is good for China. So it increases the wealth of China. It gives progress to China. However, the means adopted by China will not be ethical when Rahu is in the second house. So for China, Rahu's presence in the second house is good, but Saturn in the third house shows it will get in conflict with one of its neighboring countries. So border related tensions with neighboring countries, tensions by attacking through the sea route, all these are seen for China. Now let us see the impact on Iran. Iran has a Cancer ascendant Kark Lagna and Rahu is entering Shatabhisha in the 8th house. 8th house is the house of accidents, sudden events, transformations, ups and downs. So here religious turmoil increases in a big way. Iran's support to terror organizations that gets exposed in this time period in a big way. Rahu in the 8th exposes Iran to a major attack or lot of danger from enemies such as Israel. Saturn is going direct in the 9th house of Pisces. 9th house is about religion, it is about philosophy, it is about spirituality and dharma. And Saturn here shows the common man. So here protests against the clerics, religious strife increases due to the presence of Saturn in the 9th house for Iran. So for Iran, this is not a good transit at all. Its leaders will also face a lot of danger in this time period and some of them could simply be eliminated. Now for Pakistan, Saturn is going direct in the 12th house of losses, expenses, and Rahu is entering Shatabhisha in the 11th house. So this is good for Pakistan because it shows it will get support from certain friendly nations. For example, the United States of America may support Pakistan in a big way. However, Saturn in its 12th house shows losses through the water element. So there could be floods, there could be restrictions in the water supply to Pakistan from its neighboring countries. Saturn in the 12th house for Pakistan going direct shows a lot of turmoil between the judiciary and the government there at present. Saturn in the 12th house can show the country may split into multiple parts also eventually as Saturn becomes direct and slowly starts moving ahead in Pisces. So while Rahu going into Shatabhisha is good for Pakistan in the sense that it does get support from its friendly nations, Saturn going direct in Pisces shows heavy losses coming to Pakistan, especially through the water element. The common man there will suffer in a big way. Expenses increase, inflation increases, and there will be a lot of turmoil in Pakistan. Now on humanity as a whole, what is the impact? Rahu is going into Shatabhisha in the 11th house. So for humanity, this is good because it shows advances in technology, it shows advances in space sector, defense sector, alternate healing. However, media narratives will be distorted. Rahu is an illusion. Greed in people increases. Many people may resort to things such as gambling to make easy money. But remember, Rahu is an illusion. In the end, it makes you fall. And Saturn in Pisces actually draws you towards the truth by making you face difficulties, by making you face challenges, to show you the true phase of things. But the tendency is more to move towards Rahu than towards what Saturn is trying to teach you. And that is the problem for humanity. So try to be compassionate, try to be good, and that will help you in a big way. Overall, it shows a clash between technology and spirituality, between making easy money and achieving success through real hard work. The path is what you have to decide. The end result will be based on your decision only. So choose the right path. That is the advice I can give you based on these two transits. Which path you choose, that will decide your fate in future. So friends, I'll conclude this video here. For any queries or if you want to reach out to us, you can email us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com. To know more about us, you visit our website astroseva.tripod.com. If you have not subscribed to our channel, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button. So friends, thanks a lot. Bye. Take care and stay safe. I will see you soon with another video. Till then, take care. Bye and have a nice day.